Hi, everyone. Welcome to week 6. So I just want to take a couple minutes here to go over the agenda with you so that you'll understand what's in store for you this week. It's another big week. Go ahead and take a look here. All right, so first, of course, you have to take the week 6 attendance quiz. And the questions on that quiz will come from the material that we covered in week 5. Once you have submitted that, then you'll have access to everything else here in week 6. The first thing you'll see under the attendance quiz is a brief review of week 5. And then after that, we have one lesson this week, and it is on compare and contrast. This is a super important lesson. Last week's was also super important because a lot of students are not familiar with evaluation paragraphs. So that lesson is important because you have to learn about it. You need to know what an evaluation paragraph is in order to write one for your first writing assignment. Here in week 6, we're switching gears and we're going to learn about compare contrast. And a lot of students, a lot of people in general, they have a very basic understanding of compare contrast. That's not necessarily a new concept for us at all. However, not everyone understands the specific requirements of a true compare or contrast piece. So that is why that lesson here in week 6 is so important for you to look at and go through. It's because you might think you know how to write a compare contrast paragraph, but there's a really good chance that you don't necessarily know all of the sort of nuts and bolts of writing a compare contrast. We understand the concept of compare contrast very well. I don't think anyone is going to struggle with the overall concept of writing this type of paragraph. It is those finer details in terms of what do we actually need for it to be a compare contrast piece in terms of an academic setting. So that is what that lesson will cover. And it focuses a lot on the very specific requirements for this paragraph and what you're going to be graded on. So it's a really great way to make sure that, you're not just understanding the basic idea, but that you understand what you actually need to do when you write your paragraph, right? So please make sure you go through that lesson. You'll see me going through the PowerPoint in real time, and then you'll have a link to the PowerPoint underneath the video. Homework this week, review chapter 12. That's the chapter that covers compare contrast. Again, I think that the lesson here in the module is more effective in terms of what you'll need to make sure you have for the assignment. But chapter 12 does do a good job of showing you what a compare contrast paragraph really consists of. All right. But again, brief review there, right? Chapter 12. Then we have journal 6. Make sure you watch the video in the assignment instructions and try to have your journal in by Sunday. And then we have writing assignment 2, your compare contrast paragraph. Please watch the video in those instructions. Pay attention to the assignment packet that's attached to the instructions. There are some worksheets that you can use to help you plan your paragraph if you want. A lot of useful, necessary information in those instructions, both the written and in the video. That will be due Sunday night. And remember, this is your second writing assignment paragraph. Hopefully you've already completed the one from week 5, the evaluation paragraph. And remember, both of those together are worth 40% of your overall grade. All right, you'll be given a chance to revise this one once I grade it. So, that is still on the table for this writing assignment paragraph as well. But obviously, the better you do the first time around, the less you have to worry about possibly taking time to make revisions afterwards. So do your best, but please don't stress yourself out too much about it because there are ways to increase your score and your overall grade for the class, okay? All right, so that's it for week 6. There's Not a lot in terms of lessons or work, but it's important that you go through the lesson and do your best on the writing assignment paragraph. If you have any questions at all, or just need clarification, or just anything to help you feel more confident going into writing your compare contrast paragraph, please don't hesitate to reach out. Okay. All right. Otherwise, you guys are free to go ahead and get started on the week.